founders of Modern Femme. My co-founder, Summer Chamley's not here with me today because she is in Tennessee on military orders. So one of the big challenges that our business is facing here locally as we start to really get momentum is that I'm flying solo right now. Well, she is out in Tennessee. She's trying to stir up Modern Femme Memphis, that, as you all know, starting from scratch in a new community is more than a significant challenge. So she definitely has her work cut out for her. But while she's gone, I am carrying the torch here locally in Hampton Roads. I know I have about 6 minutes, right? So to tell you what Modern Femme is, we work with working moms, female entrepreneurs, and professional women. We bring them together in a safe community environment where they have access to educational programs, live workshops, and other resources where they can start exploring what's going on in their lives, personally and professionally, and discover what needs to change. And most of that is based off of this realization, and these are not just female issues, these are human issues, but they tell you business to go where you know, and certainly as a working mom myself, that's where I'm most related, and that's where Modern Femme was born. But we feel a lot of pressure to show up in society with this kind of facade of perfection, whether it's in the workplace or with our friends or even with ourselves and our spouses and our peers. There's a lot of pressure to show up and perform, to smile, put on a happy face, and just carry on and not really drive to the heart of those issues that are challenging us from day to day. For example, my children have been out of school and too many days, as I'm sure most of you can relate, which also contributes to the fact that I'm a little disordered this morning because I had to arrange childcare instead of putting them on the bus. And then, random aside, my cat died this morning. I know, see? So I'm going to step one more up, I still feel far away. So it's that type of stuff that normally I certainly didn't plan my presentation to come in here and talk about my cat. But it served as a perfect example this morning as I was looking at the clock and feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm running behind, this is an important presentation, I always like to be early, my whole perfect facade is this amazing business owner is completely blown to smithereens. When the reality is, I felt like I need to show up as the perfect business owner and present that to you all about how I'm building the perfect business and how it's going to be fabulous and I've got everything together. The reality is that my cat died this morning, my kids are home from school again, and if I don't see them for another week, it would be too soon because they have just been home too much, which I think all of us can relate to. So I'm a little bit out of sorts. So with Modern Femme, that's what we're trying to combat, is that pressure to show up and not tell the people in your life what's going on with you, to be able to ask for help when you need it, to be able to explore the things that you want to make a change, and develop those authentic friendships and relationships with your peers and with your inner circle that allows you to create the life of your dreams, the life that you want, but for whatever reason you feel like you're not living, because maybe you feel like you're living somebody else's version of their life that you feel like you need to live. Or maybe you need some encouragement bringing that idea that you have for a small business to life. So we bring women together in live events, in workshops. We have a radio show that's launching next week to keep an ongoing conversation going. We do annual conventions. We hosted about 200 women last year over here at Town Center at the Westin. We're planning for about 500 this coming May at the Founders Inn. So where our business is actually functionally at is refining that process. The biggest challenges that we face is that a lot of the women in our community are at that burnt out place of frustration, making their way underneath these pressures. So convincing them to step away, to make a change, to do something differently, to invest time and energy and money, and to giving themselves permission to access a community like this, to take a couple days away to come to convention, that's a formidable challenge because most of them, and I would say similar for myself, we're our own worst enemies, and we'll come up with every excuse in the book as to why we can't possibly step away from the busyness of life to go to a convention for 2 days to explore, our personal interests, our professional interests, and making friends that share those. So certainly flying solo is a business challenge for me right now. Encouraging women in our community to participate on an ongoing basis You don't want to just get women together once a year and then say, hey, we've jazzed you up, we'll see you in 364 days, I hope that lasts you. We want to develop an environment where they can continue that dialogue and continue to get that support. We're working with different companies to give them membership to national organizations that meet regularly. We're working with Accelerate Her up in Williamsburg to provide a growth incubator program for them, for those who are independently owned businesses, to help them kind of break through to the next level. And just continuing to grow those programs, listening to the community, listening to the women and the things that are important for them, and then facilitating, the connection to those resources. So in a nutshell, our vision is to, craft a global dialogue that allows women to feel supported and loved and capable of putting their dreams into play, personally and professionally, whatever that looks like and whatever that may be. For me, it's whatever allows me to get my kids off the school bus at the end of the day. Although right now I'd like to get them on the school bus. I'll just take that part. So for me, if that presented itself, working at McDonald's or, owning my own business, whatever it looks like for me, if I can craft a life where I can get my kids off the school bus in a day, that's my personal vision of success. That's the life that I want to live. That's the mom that I want to be. And so I should be able to be in a community that supports and celebrates whatever that vision looks like and helps me get there. Most of our people are entrepreneurs and small business owners because they're trying to craft their own dreams. And I'm sure all of you are intimately aware that we need a lot of support through that process. I feel like I'm leaning on the 6-minute mark
You're
here.
right at it, yes.
All right. So I would love to hear your questions. Again, I apologize for being late, and